Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
An educator who has proven himself as an accomplished leader in his field. A veteran with commendable experience in the region. A man who believes in the magic of teamwork. Gopinath Menon. Heading one of the leading private schools in the kingdom, the New Indian School Bahrain, as its principal, Mr. Menon rests his confidence on his close to 400 staff members, complemented by his skills, reflecting success in shaping the future of more than 3,800 students at the institution. The highly motivated academic with a double master's in arts and science comes with around 25 years of experience in the field and 16 years as that of a principal. Prior to taking up his current position in Bahrain, Mr. Menon headed the PV's group of schools, Saudi Arabia, and the Al-Qasama International School, Riyadh and Dammam, also in Saudi Arabia. He was also employed with the Ministry of Education in the Sultanate of Oman. The Indian national, back in his home country, headed the B.K. Birla Center for Education in Mumbai. A passionate reader, Mr. Menon also shares interest in poetry and theatre, besides sports and games, of which cricket, football, tennis, badminton and volleyball remain his favorites. Socially active and committed to causes, he is quite vocal about issues pertaining to children and parents alike. He believes in ideas that bring in innovation and engages in analyzing and resolve challenges to achieve organizational goals and objectives. Married to Preetha and father to Gayatri, Mr. Menon hails from Palakkad in Kerala. Joining us tonight on Success Statements from BMC Global Live, a show which features people who make a difference, it is the noted academic in the kingdom, the principal of the New Indian School, Bahrain, Gopinath Menon. A teacher by profession, a leader with proven skills, someone who is innovative in thoughts and ideas, and vocal about public concerns. Tonight with me on Success Statements from BMC Global Live, it is the principal of the New Indian School, Bahrain, Mr. Gopinath Menon. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us on the show. It's indeed a pleasure to have you with us.
It's an honor and privilege.
Thank you.
Here as well.
Thank you, yeah. So, this is a show which hosts people who make a difference. And when a teacher is on board the show, the tagline makes a indeed stands true to it, because a teacher makes a difference in every way. Whether he's a principal or a kindergarten teacher or a primary teacher or a college professor, they make a difference, isn't it?
Very true.
And you are here because of that. And also you lead one of the leading CBSE schools in Bahrain, which is the New Indian School, which has got close to 4,000 students and around 400 staff members. So it's a challenging hat that you're wearing. So in this evening, we would like to hear from you something about those challenges and also about your experience and expertise. Especially you come with a rich experience in the region. And then a little bit about you, the person.
All right.
Okay. Let me begin with this question. As a principal, how long have you been a principal? 16 years?
Yeah, it's been 16 years now.
Right. How does it look like from a teacher to a principal? Which do you like more, being a teacher or a principal?
See, we start as an educator. I would like to, call myself an educator. Principal, like in the previous times, was somebody who used to, lead from the top. But now it is like in modern educationist theories, we say a principal should be in the middle.
Okay.
And, connect everybody. So I think this is the modern educationist theory. Be a part of the team and probably try to connect everybody well. And when it comes to teaching, I strongly believe need not be exactly teaching. Be a facilitator and just inspire children, because modern children are very smart, but they have so many other issues to handle, like the emotional quotient, as we say. More than the IQ or the intelligent quotient, modern children need to be taken care with the emotional quotient. My journey started as a lecturer with BK Birla in Bombay. Because for a small time villager, getting a platform in a village is never easy. So I had to move to Mumbai, and I sharpened my skills thanks to the Birla management. And after almost 5 years, like every Keralite who dreams of hitting the Gulf, right?
Okay.
The Gulf bug bit me as well. So I landed in Oman.
Okay.
And initially I taught Omani kids. And it was not easy, because discipline is one of the major issues when it comes to Arab children. With due respect to all Arabs, but then they are very lovable once you learn their language. So I was in a technical college as a lecturer in Oman. So after a couple of years, I picked up Arabic. I used to speak very fluent Arabic in the past. And then, and children started loving. And then, as I said previously, that the connect that develops is very important for any educator. So once kids start loving you, then you inspire them, and the rest will happen. It's not the teaching, learning alone that matters. It is like how you address every child case by case. And I'm sure a successful teacher or an educator will be able to handle that. And as you said, everybody aspires for elevation and growth. And being a teacher, then my management probably felt that I had it to probably take care of other people around.
Okay.
So I was elevated as a principal with the PV's management in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Thanks to Mr. Abdul Wahab and Dr. Azad Mupan. I was with them for a good time, and they also sharpened my skills, and PV's management was instrumental, which laid a foundation for me, because there were a lot of learning skills happening. We did so many new generation programs, right from techno-related teaching, which probably most of us shifted only during COVID. But I was like, a part of it much before.
Okay.
I don't know whether ma'am is aware of a school in Nilambur. There's PV's education. They have a school in Nilambur as well. It was actually built on Good Shepherd model. In Ooty.
The Ooty, yeah.
So we had a lot of exchange programs happening. So I was a part of that. I was part of international trips. So first, loving children, the passion for the job. So all these things promoted me, and being a workaholic as well. I never used to look at the clock and work.
Yeah. Okay.
So this was one thing probably that lifted me, and I'm thankful to you all, because Bahrain has also been very lovable to me. I had a lot of friends over here as well. Yeah, and every day is a challenge in school. Every day is a new experience. Thankful to a lot of mentors who have groomed me. And I always say, my teachers as well, the greatest illiterate of the 21st century is person who is not willing to not only learn, but relearn and unlearn.
Relearn and unlearn, yeah, very true.
So this is very important. We need to relearn and unlearn. Certain things which are obsolete has to be left behind.
And I think people are very reluctant to unlearn, isn't
Absolutely,
it? Yeah.
absolutely. That is where that gap comes in, but it is important, yeah.
Yeah, you just touched upon two very important things. One is a passion for the job, and it applies to every job.
Absolutely.
And I can see that when you say you don't look at the clock and work, being a teacher and being a principal, I can understand.
Yeah.
It's never possible to look at the clock and work.
Exactly.
Because I still remember, I used to be a teacher myself, though for a short stint. And even while at school, we have to wait after school hours to meet the principal, isn't it? Be it for a reprimanding session or for a laurel or whatever. So a principal and a teacher cannot work looking at the clock. And Bahrain.
Yep.
You just mentioned about the beautiful and lovable characteristics of Bahrain. Yes, such a sweet country, such a wonderful country, such warm people. Not a single guest on this show has gone without mentioning this to me.
Absolutely,
and yes,
absolutely.
I'm sure you are loving Bahrain as well.
Very true, very true.
So coming back to your role as a principal in the Gulf, do you see any difference? You already had your stint back home in India as well.
Yeah.
You were teaching there. And in the Gulf, I think a big amount of time of your career was in the Gulf.
In the
isn't
Gulf,
it?
yeah.
Saudi, Muscat, and now Bahrain.
Yeah, Saudi and Bahrain more, yeah.
How do you look? Is there a change in the educational system, setup, approach? Is there anything that you would like to reflect on?
No, when I started my career, it was more of rote learning in focus at that time. But the mindset still remains the same.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you see like parents' mindset, teachers' mindset.
Okay.
That's why I touched upon unlearning and relearning. Even now, people have this stigma in mind, like, most of them want to bring in more doctors, engineers, and all that. Some professions are looked down upon.
Okay.
Which actually is not the scenario.
It's the same, right? It hasn't changed.
Absolutely. It hasn't changed much.
Okay.
But maybe new sciences have come in and new courses have come in.
But still it's science.
Correct. But still, that reluctance. It's changing, but it's gradually changing. And a big paradigm shift happened, like post-COVID. Like the shift of online. People were never aware of all this online education. Even technology was not used much by the teachers. So especially, I'll talk about my school, and generally, even there were teachers who were unwilling to learn initially, but then there was no other option.
Yeah, that was the need of the hour.
That was the need of the hour. So that's how we migrated to this kind of platform learning, online learning. And I think the futuristic, when we attended.
But I personally think that is the biggest advantage of COVID, isn't it? You got a chance,
Of course.
if you look at it that way,
Yeah.
to grab it as an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That shift, paradigm shift happened, and then yes. And now I think it's going to be technology dominated.
Yes.
But somewhere, when we talk to children, the new generation say that we are much misunderstood because they use the gadgets most of the time. But somewhere, some children still lack that focus. If you ask me in percentage, I would say around 30 to 40% only focus when it comes to this kind of learning.
Okay.
Because some of them get carried away, and then gadgets rule them sometimes.
Can get tricky, yes.
Yeah. Rather than they ruling the gadgets, sometimes kids are overwhelmed, friends and all that, and they sit late hours, even fooling parents. And we get so many cases every day, parents coming and sharing all this, especially adolescent children, that. So these kinds of challenges are happening. And when you ask me the scenario, what happened in India and here, all CBSE curriculum, and then if you see, probably now skills are gaining more importance. Even CBSE, they say that it should be competency-based education, right? Giving more importance to skills. So probably, we are seeing a change happening. But then, still our purpose is to create people to work,
right?
Not to to make people generate jobs or become entrepreneurs or business people or seek their passion.
Yes.
Like that is more important in life. Like what is passionate to them. Like Sachin Tendulkar was a dropout in 12th. A.R. Rahman, and there's so many examples. I'm just giving one or two. But very difficult to convince parents in this matter.
Well, on that, let me move to my next questions, which was, indeed, I wanted to ask you about this factor called parents. They form a major element or an entity in a teacher's world, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I'm myself a parent, and I was a teacher, and my mother is a teacher, so I know the importance of parents in a teacher's world, all the more in a principal's world. Parents have certain aspirations, good old days. Has that changed? What is in your observation? Like, I come from a time when parents had their ambitions about their children. They want their children to be this, and they guide them that way, irrespective of what the child wants or otherwise. Maybe there have been other parents as well. I'm not making a blanket statement. But then, do you think that has changed over the years? How do you look at it?
Yeah, I think strict kind of parents have disappeared as of now, if you see. They are not very strict on their children because, even time is a factor for that. There's no caning happening in schools and, so many cases we can see, like our times and all. Even in colleges, it was happening to some extent. Maybe ma'am isn't a different.
No, I can relate
but
to it.
I'm relating with my experience. I'm talking about the 90s and before that. In school as well, caning and different kinds of punishments, corporal punishments. But once these kind of punishments came in, like no corporal punishments to be given to students, and parents saying that they are behaving to them in a friendly manner. Somewhere that distance, the healthy, good fences normally make good neighbors. So the kind of fencing between parents and children is also disappearing, which doesn't augur well.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's my probably my kind of understanding, because parents are parents, children are children, right? And same when it comes to teacher-student relationship. All right. It's not a primitive thought, but then what I say is, our times teachers commanded respect, parents used to give them enough respect, but now it's like a kind of friendly culture that even kids of modern times, they treat most of the teachers and
like friends.
Yes, and they expect the same from teachers. All right.
Do you think that is unhealthy?
I wouldn't say it is unhealthy, but somewhere you need
To draw a line.
yeah, draw a line, exactly. So this is very, very important. And as you said, parenting is equally challenging in this modern world. Like teaching learning process is challenging, so is parenting. And most of the parents work, and then when kids get back home, there's nobody to attend to them. So when child spends a lot of time lonely, and then, you can understand. And empty mind, or, it is like a devil's workshop, correct? Yeah. So all these things happen in mind, and now with gadgets around, there's nobody to monitor them. This is happening to most of the kids at home. And when there is nobody to monitor, and just 1 or 2 hours in the evening alone will not help children. And then no to sport, physical activities are very less. So parents sometimes, they are unable to balance all these things. So we always tell, when they come to school, at least let them come have fun. Learning should be a kind of celebration in school, right, ma'am? And then somewhere down the line, again, tuitions. Just wanted to highlight this as well. Even for kindergarten students, somewhere parents send them, and it's a cardinal sin. We wouldn't accept this at all, especially the primary children. I think there's only this amount of learning that is happening in schools, which is more than sufficient. So probably nobody at home, so they want to send to tuition teachers, and probably so that their time at home is less, and so they can focus on other activities. So somewhere spending quality time with children is very important.
Yes.
Am I right, ma'am?
I agree with you 100% because, that's the best gift I think as parents we can give to our children, quality time. And interesting take back from this segment of the conversation with the principal of the New Indian School is, let's make learning a celebration. That is Gopinath Menon with us on Success Statements from BMC Global Life. Let's take a break. Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Life, and tonight with me is Gopinath Menon, the principal of the New Indian School, Bahrain. So, during the break, I have a question on my WhatsApp from yet another veteran on the island, a counterpart of yours, the vice principal of the Indian school himself. I would name him Anand sir, you must be knowing. So Anand sir has a very relevant question. In fact, I had that question in mind. Since he put it to me, I would want to tell you that it is also from him.
Okay.
Gadgets are a part of life now. We were mentioning about the gadgets.
Very true.
As a principal, how do you accept this reality, and how do you reach out to children on this aspect?
Yeah.
In fact, I had this question in mind because
okay.
you told about how technology is taking over the education scenario, and it's here to stay. We have to accept the truth.
Very
COVID
true.
has brought to us,
Yes, yes.
exposed to us so many avenues that it's easy things, isn't
Correct,
it?
correct.
At the same time, the riskiest thing is about children and schools, unlike offices or other engagements. How do you think we will tackle this situation?
Yeah, because I think it's going to be a part of life in future. We can't say no to gadgets, but then Anand sir is a good friend of mine. We have had discussions on this as well. Somewhere I think if anything that becomes of overuse, right, then it becomes a kind of addiction.
Adhigamayal.
Yes,
Amridam
exactly,
Visham.
exactly. This is where previously we said drawing a line. Even it happens in education, because learning can be, I mean, children can learn from different ways. Like there are kinesthetic learners, like there are visual learners. Our times there were children who used to, walk and study.
I used to do that.
Yeah, so
Walk and read loud.
Yeah, because walk and read loud.
Yeah.
But now children hardly open their mouth and
Yeah,
read. And
yeah.
So different kinds of learning happens. And in multiple intelligence theory, they say every child learns in a different manner. So all these gadgets support visual learning.
Okay.
So it may not augment learning for all other learners. So what I say somewhere is again how to draw a line, and gadgets may not support all kinds of learning. So probably the visual learners learn very fast and effectively.
So maybe you should have to bring in a mix, right?
Exactly. That's how it was. Like, any curriculum that design caters to all these kind of learners. There is a naturalistic learner, those who are very, soft-spoken, who never come to the forefront. Silent learners, rather, we call backbenchers. But they have been successful in life, right? So the question like how to draw a line is what, many educationists have been asking and finding solutions. Like, we have to make sure that none of them get addicted to it. It is overusage leads to addiction. Simple as that.
And it's also a part of self-discipline, isn't it?
Very true. Very
and I think parents out there, you also have a responsibility there.
But ma'am,
it's not only on the teachers, I believe.
No, I tell you this, parents sometimes are helpless.
Yeah.
They say that children are saying now that every learning is within the gadgets, so they sit late night. But at this age, as you said, self-discipline
It's also tough.
Yeah, for kids, because they believe more in their peer group. And, distractions, diversions all happen. The moment they get a message, they move to that. And parents say that we disconnect their internet, but children find different avenues to get it. Even when parents do not give them gadgets, children find measures to get it from somebody, especially the adolescent children. They are donated by somebody else, they find avenues to get it from somebody without parents' knowledge. So, in one way, if you deny them gadgets, they become rebellious as well, right? So the best way is to have a healthy balance, and that is something, how you strike a chord is really how you do that balancing act.
It is an act indeed.
It is an act.
It is definitely an act. Anand sir, I hope you got an answer there. Well, none of us have a precise answer to that question, but then yes, it's an act, and I think we're all together in it. That's the only way out.
Very true.
Try to help children understand the need of it and how it can be a menace if you get into it too much.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, sir, for elaborating on that. Coming to Bahrain, you've been at the helm of the new Indian school for how long now, sir?
Almost 7 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you see the educational scenario in Bahrain? Of course, Bahrain, as we mentioned in the first segment, it's a beautiful country.
Very true.
With its visionary leadership, able rulers and leaders, the ministers, especially the Ministry of Education, with all its prompt and prominent measures to ensure right education and the right of education, plus the warmth and hospitality of the country and people. How do you look at the education scenario of the country?
Yeah, in Bahrain we have these 7 CBSE schools, and we are a well-knit unit.
Community,
Because well-knit unit, and all the principals. We have a chapter here in Bahrain as well, which is a healthy kind of association.
The CBSE principals.
Yeah, it is called the CBSE Bahrain chapter. And even yesterday we had a meeting in Indian school. So we interact more often. Of course, there are challenges for every school, but we do help each other. There's a mutual understanding between all schools. Unlike Saudi Arabia, where I was before, because there were around 55 schools. And the landscape of Saudi Arabia is also pretty vast
and massive, yeah.
Right, massive, yeah. So connecting to Jeddah principals or from Dammam to Riyadh was not easy. Unlike in Bahrain here,
Oh yes, here every second person each other.
Exactly, we know each other very well, and we support each other. And since we are in the trust industry, like when parents bring their children to school, they have a lot of faith and trust in the institution. So this is what we tell our parents also. We know you bring them here, and we will try our best to fulfill your needs. This is how we speak to them. And one thing I believe is my interaction with parents has been very positive. There has been issues and challenges, yes, as in any profession, right?
Yeah.
So Dr. T.T. Thomas was the person instrumental in bringing me. So very indebted to him and Gopalan sir, of course, he has been my mentor as well. So there are many people, currently Dr. Jan, and then a lot of mentors, Mr. Joby and others support us. So even now I'm my vice principals. It's a team actually. We can't just work in isolation, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so as we say, the I to be removed, and even illness becomes, when we replace I with we, right?
Yeah.
That's how the quote goes. Even illness becomes wellness. So we try to get rid of that illness by working as a team. Team player. We have a lot of people, and I also believe in distributive leadership. Unlike in the past, like holding on to many things, like you delegating, decentralization.
Yeah.
These are most important things I believe in, and that's how it's happening. And thankfully, we have also expanded. We have a new building, kindergarten to primary level. So, thanks to God as well. Yeah.
Takes me back to my good old memories. I'm a proud, I would not say alumnus. I was once upon a time teacher with the New Indian School, and my daughter started her schooling with the New Indian School at the time of T.T. Thomas sir and of course Gopalan sir. I fondly remember all good old days.
Great.
And I know the school has developed, isn't it? The school has come up a long way. How do you present New Indian School to a parent, especially when we have a choice of 7 schools in the country, CBSE schools?
No,
of course, I would say 3 major, which has the 12th grade is 4 schools, I think, 4 or 5 schools.
5 schools, yeah.
Why should I bring my child to New Indian School? What would be, as a principal, how would you answer?
That's a very difficult question to answer. I think we don't believe in much of advertising and marketing. People are our ambassadors.
Okay.
And students, our alumni, they are our ambassadors as well.
I think the result has been always
result
very
always
good.
has been good for so many years. And then people believe we have one of the best faculties for commerce. For the 11th and 12th. Now teachers, they do a lot of hard work, and we also believe that it is a holistic kind of education. We don't cater to only learning within the books. Only in the books. We also believe learning is beyond the textbooks and all. We try to involve children in many activities. So recently we won accolades in the American Mission competition as well. We ensure that our children participate in all activities. A child of us represented for the nationals as well. So it is an all-round development that we look into. That's what we tell parents. And when they walk in for admissions with their children, this is what we tell them.
What is your vision for the school? Like, what next? Of course, the school is well equipped with, I think, up to the mark in every aspect as of now, and it is as you said, has a new building as well, isn't it? Any plans to expand or?
As of now, yeah, it's a management decision actually. We are always looking to elevate ourselves, like bring in a lot of innovations. Probably in 2017 we introduced smart boards because so a lot of technology based education, like we said, though it caters to visual learners, but still, it's also something which is modern, and then bringing software into learning, and then adhere to a lot of norms. Even BQA comes up with a lot of proposals. Teacher empowerment, this is something to raise the bar. You need to constantly empower the teachers. Some of them are still in the old mode of teaching, and we can't blame them because most of them are housewives who just come at 8 and want to leave at 1. But we definitely tell them teaching is a 24/7 job. It can never be confined to. We tell them, we make them understand. But then, yeah, they have their own, difficult things at home, family to support. So they have their priorities. But in spite of that, many of them do a commendable job.
Right, good. Yeah. That's good to hear. And just to deviate a bit from the New Indian School in Bahrain, out of my curiosity, this struck me and I wanted to hear from you. You're talking of holistic learning, right? Yes, and good old days, I remember going for camping, trekking, isn't it? In this part of the world, or even back home, I do not know, as of now, this part of the world, there aren't many such opportunities, isn't it?
Very true.
Do you think we are catering holistic education to our children, or how are we mending this bridge or this gap?
Yeah, there is definitely that kind of gap. International tours or even national tours, excursions. But we have limited avenues here. There's only one Lost World, Lost Paradise, or our Adari Park for smaller kids. In Saudi, we at least had different avenues. There were the
and also these campings and things that were built a lot of
certain activities like scouts and guides and all that.
Scouts and guides.
Of course, we also thought of bringing children for the astronomical classes, bring them for a night out. We have done a couple of sessions, stargazing.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are a lot of thoughts in mind, but seeing the transportation issues in Bahrain, parents have a lot of limitations when it comes to after-school activities.
Yeah.
Right, ma'am? Especially here, because the transport is one of the major issues here. So over there, all parents cannot pick and drop them. So any kind of after-school activities, even sport. So there are limitations. So only the privileged children, like whose parents can come and drop them, will be
then
able to focus.
It gets a bit imbalanced,
That's
right?
It. So that is always there, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Yeah, it's nice to hear your viewpoints, and we can be ambitious, isn't it?
Very true,
we can be ambitious, and I'm glad that the New Indian School is scaling heights and expanding. Let's wish the team all the very best under the leadership of Gopinath Menon, the principal of the New Indian School, Bahrain, with us on Success Statements tonight. Let's take a short break.
16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 38 85 2397.
Welcome back to Success Statements from BMC Global Live, and tonight with me is the principal of the New Indian School, Gopinath Menon. Sir, before we go into a little bit of your personal details, one last question as a principal.
All right.
Would you like to comment on the National Education Policy 2022 framework?
All right, ma'am. Still it is in the pipeline. The draft was issued in 2020, and then they have revised and sent another one in 2022. So as of now, there is a pilot run for the SAFL examination, which is going on in schools, a kind of diagnostic test. And they are planning entry-level exams at 3, 5 and grade 8.
Okay.
So they are trying to revamp the education system, modeling on the Finland kind of education style, where learning can become more joyous and fun, where there will be more activities. Children can go more with cross-curricular, interdisciplinary learning, so that there won't be any boundaries for choosing their different branches. Probably even at grade 6 they can start thinking of different skill subjects.
Okay.
And probably they want to phase out even 10th standard exams. But all that, until it comes on paper and is being implemented, it's too early to comment on all that. So it's still the draft is being laid on, and we have received the NEP draft. So it is just in the pipeline, as I said before. But then yes, a comprehensive change is needed, because we have been with the British system of education, which was catering to work for them. So probably we have to come out of that mindset now, right? And then think of learning on a global platform.
Okay, yeah. Very well said, yeah. I think we really need to think from that higher perspective. As a principal, what is the biggest challenge that you see in your career or in your engagement with children or parents, whatever it is?
Yep.
What are
biggest
maybe
threats,
the biggest challenge, or
No, when we say in everything, even challenges come I think, yeah, in modern children, it is this emotional kind of collapse that they face. Because somewhere they are not into the self-motivation kind of mode, you know. Where our times, we were ambitious, we used to probably read more and learn more. Now everything is like seeing, and then of course it becomes easier for them. So modern children, I feel, are trying to
a bit
use
more fragile. Children are more
very
fragile.
much, very much, very much. Yeah, that's the right word. They are more.
Because we used to be
fragile.
brought up tough, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes, yes. And that's what the parents also were tough.
Yeah.
And then they made us tough. And we never used to give up. But children in modern times are not used to failure. And you know, they don't want to try again, rather. Even one failure, it's like, you know, it has to pass on. You try again, and then you try to become successful. But I think somewhere they are very fragile, as you said, and they are unable to handle pressure. I'm talking a majority of them, all right?
A good number of them.
Yeah, good number of them, absolutely.
That's why we have more counseling centers mushrooming everywhere.
In our time, nobody spoke about counseling.
I did not even know about such a system.
All this, I think, came in the 2000, like after Google came in 1998. So thanks to Google.
Depression and anxiety has become a common term among children, isn't it? Yeah.
I remember, like Mr. Narayan Murthy of Infosys said, of course, he created a new breed of people working, you know, with fat salaries and all. But at the same time, the work culture also changed. People started working late nights, and, you know, they started changing the clock. And then that also brought in a lot of lifestyle diseases. So this also I read in an article, you know. So all these things. So education also is badly hit by all this.
Right. So you are from Palakkad, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about your family and back home, your thoughts. How did you took to teaching? Was this your dream profession, or?
Actually, I'm the odd man out in my family.
Okay.
Most of my family members are all in government jobs.
Okay.
My dad was in the army. Yeah, I lost him in 2014 at the age of 92.
Okay.
All right. And I'm actually, we have 5 members in the family, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I lost one of my sister as well. I was raised in a very small village, studied in government school, and then moved with my dad since he was in the army. So I got the privilege of studying few years in Kendriya Vidyalayas.
Okay.
So that's also a central government school.
Yeah.
So I've been throughout in government school. And being the youngest, I got the privilege of being with my parents for some time. My father, yeah, he was always strict, being an ex-serviceman. And he always believed in independent learning. He never used to come. He was never a helicopter kind of parent, which I think, I strongly tell some of them, do not be behind children always, especially when they are adolescent children. Some of them require that privacy to learn. Of course, we have to monitor them, we have to advise them, but beyond that, you know, you shouldn't.
Don't go into them
Yes,
too much.
always like this helicopter kind of parenting they call it.
Hovering over them.
Hovering over them, that's it. So, father was, and mother was a typical, you know,
Homemaker.
Homemaker, exactly. And she was only lovable and affectionate. And then I got married in the year 2000. And then my wife is also a teacher. She's a mathematics teacher. Preeta. Her name is Preeta. She's a mathematics teacher, currently working in a government higher secondary school. She had availed leave and was with me for some years here. And I have a daughter. She's doing her first year MBBS.
Okay.
Last year she cracked the NEET and she got into All India quota.
Gayatri, right?
Her name is Gayatri.
Okay, right. That's a beautiful family. So tell me, I know you're very busy and you're a person, you don't look at a clock. I know you don't have free time as well, but still you would be having some hobbies, passions. If at all you get a free time, what is the first thing that you would want to do?
Okay. Ma'am, there was a time when I used to lay my hands on all that comes to my hand. Like I used to read a lot.
Okay.
Very voracious reader. But then, you know, probably as years elapsed, then I was very ambitious to do a course in CIEFL, Central Institute of English.
CFL.
Yeah, because I had a passion for learning foreign languages. And I did.
And that's such a wonderful university.
Yeah, I got admission for masters, but my father was more focused, saying that go for B.Ed And obviously the economical background, because 5 members in the family. And he said that is something that you will land up in a job immediately. All right? Okay, and my uncle had a school as well, so they were focusing, but somehow I wanted to go against their wishes.
Okay.
All right? But then, yes, all for good. So I had a passion for learning foreign languages. I did a certificate and diploma course in Russian language.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you speak Russian?
Yeah, I used to a bit, and then, yeah. But, you know, you have to live in that environment.
So how many languages do you speak? You speak Arabic, I'm sure.
Arabic, yeah, I used to speak
Russian.
much fluently, but now, yeah, I've lost much touch as I don't use much here. But I do speak Russian a bit, yeah. Malayalam.
Sure, Tamil, Malayalam.
Tamil, I understand. I'll be able to manage.
Hindi?
English, Hindi. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay. So you prefer to read in your free time?
I used to read, and I was also a very good sportsman in my days. I played inter-university cricket for Calicut University.
Okay.
But of course, cricket is not very popular in Kerala those days.
Good
but
old
now,
days,
yeah,
yeah.
But now, yes, it's gained a lot of popularity. I used to play cricket and then badminton and average, and I'm a keen follower of all sports.
Okay.
Even now, I take time to watch almost all sports.
Okay, interesting. Do you have any personal goal in life?
Yeah, of course. See, if wishes were horses, as we say, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I do have, like, you know, personal goal in the sense, yeah, now my focus is on my daughter and all that. But then, yes, probably write a book on my experiences. Yeah, something that is always back in, it's a back of my mind. And probably devote more time to writing, which somehow is not happening. Because probably to take a cue from you all.
Okay.
Yeah, right, because I think you balance everything well. Right? Yeah.
All the very best to your aspirations.
Thank
And
you
it
very
was
much.
really nice to have you on the show, throwing some light on some very important aspects as well as you as the person. Wishing you and the New Indian School all the very best. Can I have your wrapping comments, please?
Thank
Maybe
you
a
very
message
much,
to your
ma'am.
parents, your students, and to Team BMC.
No, thank you, everybody. I think it's an honor and privilege. And I think you are also very, very interactive and, you know, supporting. And best wishes to all my students who are going to appear for the board
Yeah,
exams.
the board exams are here.
Yes, because that's one of the, you know, for 12th graders, something, a career-making kind of exam. And then thanks to all well-wishers, mentors, supporters, parents, students, and all people, lovable people of Bahrain. Thanks to the government of Bahrain and everybody involved here. BMC, Francis sir is also my parent as well as a strong well-wisher and supporter. So
Great.
thanks to everybody. Thank
Yeah.
you. God bless all.
It was a very timely chat, and we could use this platform to tell children out there who are really putting their best into the board exams, do not stress, take things light, easy,
Exactly.
right, isn't it? Anyway, thank you very much, sir.
Thank
All
you,
the very
ma'am.
best. Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
Same here, sir. The joy of education is something inexplicable with its own ups and downs. Knowing where to draw a line matters. That was the summary, or in a nutshell, what the guest tonight with us shared as on the show success statements from BMC Global Live, the New Indian School Principal, Gopinath Menon. Until we meet next week with yet another guest, this is Raji Unnikrishnan signing off. Good night.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.